Hello, everybody. This is Fernando, and I thought I would introduce yet another new section when it comes to my YouTube channels here. I've had a lot of requests in the past couple of years to have something as far as videos associated with paranormal type stuff, particularly on the cryptids and monsters section. Stuff where people would ask me to talk about like shadow people or La Llorona or what's the other ones? Like a ghost lady from some cemetery. And I've usually just shied away from that stuff only because, again, as I mentioned in some of the past videos, that kind of stuff, I don't really want to get too much into it just in case. I haven't really had, let's say, like true experiences when it comes to these things. The only reason I'm creating this particular video is because I have had some what the F type moments where science cannot really explain these things. And so, to make sure that everybody has a chance to share your stories, I've created this one video here where I'm encouraging everybody to share anything you've had as far as encounters, experiences, stuff like that when it comes to the paranormal. And to start it off, I'll share my own two experiences when it comes to these items on here. Again, I don't really know if they're rock hard evidence. That's why, I can't really say I'm a 100% firm believer. But at the same time, again, I don't want to really delve into that world. But these are the two experiences that make me scratch my head and make me wonder, maybe there is a possibility. Not that I want it, but at the same time, you can't really ignore it on there. So the first one that I had was a couple of years back. This was at the Washington, D.C. hotel that myself and my sister stayed at while we were visiting the area there. And we actually stayed at the Capitol Hilton, which is a very nice hotel. It's probably only about 2 blocks away from the White House, which was the main attraction that we got the hotel room for, because literally you're within walking distance of many of the major attractions there. And the Capitol Hilton is not a new hotel. It's one that's been around, I believe, since the 40s. So it's definitely a hotel that has seen its day. What had happened, though, with this particular experience, this is another one of those what the F type moments that I can't really explain away. So one of the nights that we were there in the hotel, the way that the hotel was set up, it was a suite. So you would have the bedroom adjacent to the living room area, but there's no wall between them. So when you're in the bedroom, in the bedroom area, you can see the living area and vice versa. And right next to the bedroom was a large set of drapes covering the windows, the only windows within the room itself. The way our hotel was set up, we were, I believe, on the 14th floor, 11th or 14th floor, one of those two on there. And the way that the angle was from the window, there was literally nothing outside other than air and 11 floors down. So nothing could be done outside because there was nothing, like nobody could be outside right by the windows. Nobody could be hanging outside the windows. There was no sidewalk type ledge or anything like that. But next to the window on there, it was just pure open air. And there was, again, those drapes covering the air, the windows itself. And so there we were in the living room just watching some TV. And then all of a sudden, those large, heavy drapes blew open inward. The best way I could explain it, it's as if something from outside, again, in midair, coming from outside, ran inside and blew open the drapes. Like if you would have, let's say, a whatever football player running through, that's the impact that these drapes had. Nothing happened with the window, of course. There was no shattering of the window. There was no noise with regards to something hitting the window. Nothing, no noise as far as something hitting the wall. It was just the drapes themselves that moved, but they blew inward with a very hard force. And from our angle, we had a crystal clear shot of the drapes blowing inward. Now, the curious thing was that we did have the air conditioning box or whatever that large machine was underneath the drapes, but we tested it immediately. The air conditioning was not on, by the way, at that time, because Washington, D.C. was kind of cold at that time then. And we kind of checked the area. We turned on the AC full blast. Like, we turned it off from scratch and then turned it on full blast from scratch to see if we could mimic the drapes blowing in like it did on there. And even at full blast, the drapes barely fluttered on there. So again, you had an effect of the drapes fully being blown in, as if somebody was just rushing straight through the window, some invisible force rushing straight through the window inwards to our suite, passing the drapes and with enough force so that they completely blew inward and then rested, and then that was it. Again, a what the F type moment. I cannot explain that away. I tried to do a little research afterward and see if maybe the Capitol Hilton was haunted, if there was any particular levels, any particular floors or rooms. I came up with nothing on there, but I can't really explain it away. To this day, I'm like 50-50 that somehow this was either something paranormal or this was something regarding that air conditioning unit that was right underneath those drapes. Somehow maybe it malfunctioned. It blew a huge amount of wind once, but that takes, again, a lot of ifs for that to work on there. So the other paranormal experience that I've had was actually far more recent. It was ironically when I was making one of these videos here that I posted on my YouTube channel. I can't remember which video it was now, but it's one of those in there. So I was there in my office on my computer talking into the microphone, just as I am now when I was making the video. And the way that my office is set up, I have my computer on a computer desk hitting against the wall, because the wall there has the Ethernet jack or the internet cable, and the rest of it behind me is just open living room space. So there I was just minding my business, doing my video, talking into the microphone, and then I started to get a weird, like, spider sense. Is the best way I could describe it. It was a weird sense, like where something was alerting me. I can't really describe it much farther than that, but I'm sure you've probably felt something like that in the past, where it's that weird feeling as if you have an incredible sense of danger, and this danger was escalating. It started off like at a pinpoint, and then it was growing and growing, and that quote-unquote spider sense that there was something coming closer and closer behind me was escalating far, far more. It finally got to the point where it was screaming like inside my head to turn around, and when I turned around, I didn't see anything. I didn't feel anything, I didn't hear anything, I didn't smell anything, nothing on there. And then that was it. There was no other experience after that. I think if I recall in the video, I was talking about something, and then I went back to talking, because, again, I didn't see or hear or smell or touch anything with regards to whatever was making me have that tingling sensation with regards to, you better turn around, pal. It was that sensation. It's hard to describe, but if you've been in a similar situation, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So, but that's it. Those are the two experiences that I've had that are mainly what the F type stuff that I cannot explain away. So I encourage everybody, post your thoughts, share your comments below. What experience have you had when it comes to anything involving paranormal? Again, I'm only doing this because I've had so many requests from everybody in the past to talk about certain things. I'm not really, again, going to specifically focus on any particular paranormal type entities or anything like that. I don't want to get into that kind of world, but I'm just posting my own experiences and encouraging others to share their own, mainly just as like a community type thing, because it'll be interesting to see and read what everybody else has to say on there. And then who knows, maybe along down the line, if something happens and I change my mind on there, I might create specific videos dedicated to this stuff. But otherwise, with this particular one video, by all means, please share your thoughts on anything you might have with regards to this. If it grows popular enough, I may even split videos regards to this, so that way the comments associated with these things, people don't have to necessarily hunt down long posts for these comments. Instead, I'll just share them between videos and make it easier for everybody. So, all right. Thanks again, as always, everybody. Take care. Bye.